A new GTA Online update is coming Thursday morning, and as always, Rockstar likes to preview the news and information for that GTA Online weekly event Wednesday afternoon. But since it is Tuesday, of course, I like to use today to give you guys a refresher and a reminder of everything that you're going to miss out on if you don't take advantage of this week. One of the things you can see right here, this is the Classy Tulip. This is a rare and removed vehicle that's featured back in the game for a limited time this week, but we have many others that we need to discuss. Some other limited time vehicles. We have some great vehicle discounts, good money bonuses to review for certain types of players if you have friends or a consistent crew to run these heists with, other things like that. We're going to get into it all. This will be your weekly update reminder, so don't miss out if there's anything here. Make sure to give it a watch just to make sure that you don't miss out on anything important for this week in GTA Online. When it comes to the LS Car Meet test drive vehicles that are rare and removed for the week, let's start off with this one. This is the Vapid Peyote Gasser, and I would say it's got pretty decent acceleration, but obviously it's a gasser, so it's going to struggle with handling. It's not meant for taking turns or corners super sharply or anything like that. It's got excessive understeer past like second gear, I would say. Cornering's always going to be a challenge, despite the performance limitations though, and you know, all around the downsides that I have to say because I'm not a particular fan of it. It is a cool collector's edition vehicle, especially with this kind of livery. I don't think this is limited time or anything like that, but I do like this like bubblegum pink and blue and stuff like that. But if you want a car that's similar, I don't think the BF Weevil Custom is a gasser directly, right? But it is just a better straight line version of this car. It's going to be faster. So if you just want a vehicle that's straight line speed that's sort of like niche, get the BF Weevil Custom over this. That being said, if you do want this one, this is going to run you $805,000. Next, the Progen GP1. Obviously, everyone loves this McLaren. This is modeled after the McLaren F1, and the GP1 is just a very valuable addition for any collector in the game. It's got remarkable acceleration and handling, super good for weaving in and out of traffic, things like that. Got really good brakes, and it's very stable either off-road or even in the rain as well. Top speed isn't super high, especially for supercars of today. It's only 124 miles an hour, so there's a lot of other newer DLC supercars that are going to be faster. It's not really competitive against those, but it is a collector's edition vehicle because the actual IRL McLaren has so much history. That being said, you can get this for $1,260,000. Next up, the Western Wolfsbane. This is going to be just an average bike in my opinion. Good acceleration and good handling, but honestly, it's funny. It almost reminds me of a dirt bike off-road. Like, it handles better than any other chopper would off-road. This is a very good street chopper that you can take off-road, just like you could the Sanchez or the Manchez Scout or anything like that. You don't get a lot of wheel spin or lose control or anything like that. It's just a decent choice for cruising around, nothing crazy. It's a cruiser bike. That being said, if you do want it, you can get it for $95,000 this week. Here at Simeon's Premium Deluxe Motorsport, as you can see, we have a pretty interesting selection of vehicles for this week. Nothing's like super incredible, unlike the Test Drive and the Test Track area where you can get the GP1. But that being said, we can check out the GTA 6 car that Lucia and Jason can be seen driving in a, GTA 6 trailer one. This is the Classy Tulip. It's inspired by the 1972 Chevrolet Chevelle Malibu. You get very good speed with this car, like both acceleration and I would say pretty decent top speed, but the handling is really weird on this car when you get really fast. Like, you need to be, I would say, an expert driver with this vehicle, or to actually like drive well with this vehicle. It's got a lot of wheel spin. It's got a weird tendency to oversteer because not only do the rear tires lose traction and the rear end will step out on you, but also, like, you'll notice it just seems like you have like input delay when driving this car. If you'll go really fast and you'll try and turn to the left or turn to the right, and it'll be delayed by half a second to a full second. So if you're trying to go around the turn, you gotta almost turn ahead of time so that you can actually make it around the corner. And then even then, if you're going at that speed where that handling issue becomes a problem, well, this car is just gonna slide anyway. So not the best performance for a muscle car, but it's a collector's item, and of course it comes in that GTA 6 red, metallic, and the pearlescent as well. I guess that's like a blaze orange pearlescent or something like that. If you do want to pick this one up because you like it, you can get it for $744,000. If you're expecting a great muscle car for that price, I wouldn't say so, but it is nice looking. Next up, Coil Voltic. It's an electric engine supercar. You get instant throttle response because of that. Pretty decent in acceleration. Top speed sucks. It's 106 miles an hour. Every supercar is going to be better. I think this is the slowest supercar in the game, just behind the SC1, right? And yeah, it's just lightweight, it's nimble, it's agile. Short wheelbase means it's going to be unstable as well. I don't really recommend you pick it up, but it is cheap, $150,000, and it is rare and removed. Next up, this is the Western Rat Bike. This is based on the Harley Davidson KKF14, but it's more of like a weathered, rusted out version. The Rat Bike in this game is going to be pretty decent. It's very, very comparable to the Wolfsbane. I would say just get that because it's going to look better. I think this one's more expensive, right? Oh no, the Wolfsbane is more expensive. This is almost half the price. It's $48,000 on sale this week, or for sale this week, I should say. Top speed is 124 miles an hour. Maneuverability is just going to be average here, but it's got a nice loud engine and, you know, kind of rugged aesthetics. After that, we have the Lampadati Michele GT, and you're going to get just average performance with this car in the sports classics category. It's got exceptional grip, especially on twisty roads, but in the top speed department, it lacks. It also is pretty compact, and it has a bouncy suspension, so it's going to be pretty susceptible when you get like nudged or rolled over or something like that, or this car is going to roll over if you get nudged, I should say. It almost is like it's top heavy, but it's more like the suspension is just going to make you flip. It's very bizarre. It's a fun rally car though, and if you do want to get it, you can get it for $1,261,000, just under. I mean, $260,960. So here is the Coil Raiden, another Tesla. It's an electric sedan. It's got obviously rapid acceleration because it's electric. Handling's a lot better than the Coil Voltic, I would say, but it's got no durability. I mean, it crumples up like a wet paper bag or like a piece of tin foil when you crash. Not really ideal for driving around this game, even with armor upgrades, but if you do want it, well, you can get it this week because it's available. Pretty sure it's rare or removed. You can get it for $1,375,000. That's an expensive electric car. You're definitely not getting the value out of that, that's for sure. Don't miss out on some of the bonuses that are active for the rest of the weekly event. We have triple money and triple RP on the community series jobs for this week. Double money and double RP on this Hasta La Vista adversary mode you can see right here. We have double money and double RP on original heists, which are pretty good if, of course, you have a bunch of friends to play them with. You only need one player for the Fleesa job, by the way, but you need 3 more if you want to play through some of the other heists, but they pay out pretty good. With the double money payout, you're looking at $500,500 for the Fleesa job, $1,750,000 for the prison break, $2,363,000 for the Humane Labs raid, $1,767,500 for Series A funding, as well as $3,750,000 for the Pacific Standard heist. And that being said, of course, you need crew members for this, so many players haven't been taking advantage this week, myself included. I stick to solo lobbies, I stick to invite only, trying to get my buddies to play some of this so we can bring some content, but they don't want to play GTA right now. That being said, we also have double money and double RP on the pizza delivery missions, which are actually going to be pretty decent if you want to make some money with them this week, because basically with the pizza delivery missions and the pizza work, well, I made a video about it on Friday, but very, very simple. I would say at the end of it, you get about $130,000 from delivering pizza from all 3 locations across the map, 5 deliveries per restaurant. Each restaurant has a 5-minute cooldown, so you could just cycle them over and over and over. And, you know, you're looking at about I would say $30,000 an hour typically, but you could probably push it all the way to $430,000 an hour if you're like really min-maxing it. But that's only good for like beginner players who don't want to get into any sort of gunfights but still make good money. Of course, for most players, you're better off still just doing the Cluckenbell farm raid or something like that to get started, even if you don't have any sort of other businesses. Also, don't forget the weekly challenge for this week is just for completing 2 heist finales. They don't need to be OG heist. They could also be the Diamond Casino heist. They could be the Cayo Perico heist or the Doomsday heist, any one of those acts. But you will get $100,000 for completing 2 heist finales this week. So some extra money from heists right there. Jumping into our discounts for this week here in GTA, starting off with our major property discount for the week. First, finally, we have more properties on discount. It's been a while since any sort of business or property has been on offer here. I mean, I guess nightclubs last week, but just in general, it just feels like a while besides last week as well. But jumping in, every single apartment in the game, or at least high-end apartment, will be 30% off. So you could take advantage of any high-end apartment. That will allow you the opportunity to start some sort of heist in this game because, of course, like I was talking about, those are going to be double money. All of these apartments, stilt apartments, or any other high-end apartment in this game that comes with a 10-car garage, things like that, these will all be 30% off. And that's going to be the main theme of all the discounts this week. Everything is going to be 30% off. The Vicer Neo is going to be a vehicle that is 30% off. You can get it for $1,312,500. Of course, this is a sports car in the game. Don't get it confused. It's not a supercar. It's actually in the sports car class and category, but it could be worth picking up. We've seen it as the claimable vehicle so many times. The Dubachi Wagner. This is a supercar in the game, 1,000,000% worth buying. You can get it for just over $1 million, or just under 1.1 million. It is 30% off. Absolutely worth it. It's like a top 5 supercar here in this game. I guess non-HSW supercar, I should say. Next up, the Pfister Neon. This is going to be a sports car in the game that's 30% off. You can get it for $1,050,000. I wouldn't really recommend you pick it up this week either. None of the electric vehicles I find really worth it this week. At Southern San Andreas Super Autos, the Karen Bohr off-road vehicle, you can get this for $896,000. It's 30% off. Also not one of the best off-roaders, but you could just get it just to enjoy it. It's not a terrible vehicle, but again, I wouldn't really recommend you grab it. The Dinka Conjo SJ, this is a $719,250 car. It's a coupe in this game. You can get it for 30% off. The Dinka RT3000 sports car, this is also 30% off. You can get it for $900,375. This is worth it from the LS Tuners update. Definitely worth throwing into your auto shop as one of your tuners cars in your garage. The Bravado Greenwood. Now, this is actually a muscle car here in the game. It's solid, 30% off, $769,125 value on discount this week. It's a Monty Tech capable. It's a fun one. I like driving this car around. It's one of the slower Monty Tech cars in the game, just in terms of overall performance and like lap time you'll set on a track, but it's a fun muscle car to drive. It's a nice classic one from the 70s. And then how can we forget the armored Karen Kuruma sports car, 30% off, the classic heist vehicle. You can get it for $488,000, 30% off, or with the trade price, you can get it for $367,500 this week. On Warstock, more vehicle discounts. We have the Squatty featured here. Now, this is an SUV class vehicle on sale for 30% off, $791,000, or just under $600K with the trade price. The Winky, it's the Vapid Winky in this game. It's another off-road vehicle. You can get it for 30% off, also on sale, $770,000 or $577K with the trade price. Honestly, neither of these are worth buying. The Zaba, also not really worth buying, but it is a heavily armored vehicle. It's one of the top maybe 15 most armored vehicles in the game. You can get it for $1.68 million or $1.26 with the trade price. This is another off-road class vehicle on sale for 30% off. The Half Track. This is one you definitely want to pick up. This is a great vehicle that you can get here in this game, and it's also a military class vehicle. You can get it for 30% off, $1.578 million or $1.186 with the trade price. The great thing about the Half Track, I mean, obviously all the guns and everything on the back, whether it's like the dual quad turrets, things like that, like you do need bunker research to unlock the proximity mines and all that type of thing, but just for a vehicle, if you want to drive it around, it's one of the most heavily armored vehicles in the game. It's not going to be better than like the Terabyte, the MOC, or the Avenger, or the Acid Lab, nothing like that, but I'd say it's more on par with like an Amani Tech vehicle or something like that, because it can absorb like 8 to maybe 12 missiles, RPGs, homing rockets. It's completely bulletproof from the front windshield. It's bugged out. Rockstar's never fixed it. You can get shot out of this thing, but the only way is to get shot out of like the driver's side window or the passenger side window. The front windshield, if you're getting shot directly from the front or even from the side diagonally through the front windshield, as long as it's not through the side windows, you will not get killed. Then we have the Insurgent Pickup. You can turn this into the Insurgent Pickup Custom, and you can, of course, you know, turn this into an amazing vehicle. Even just the normal HVY Insurgent Pickup off-road vehicle is great at 30% off, $1.256 million on sale, or just under $1 million with the trade price. At the Diamond Casino and Resort, the podium vehicle for the rest of this weekly event, of course, that you want to make sure you take advantage of, is the Karen Previan. And this car is actually on the heavy side here. It's got slow acceleration compared to other LS Tuners update vehicles. I would say if you go into a corner very quickly, the weight penalty is going to be not good and it's not going to go in your favor. That being said, you won't lose too much traction as long as you're keeping this car within its limits. It's honestly, it's funny. It's actually, I think at least, a better off-road vehicle than it is meant for the street, funny enough, because it's not an off-road vehicle in general, but it performs better off-road in this game. That being said, if you want a vehicle that feels sort of similar, but just better, just get the Calico GTF. That being said, we are going to spin the lucky wheel and see if we can unlock it this week, so we will give it a spin. We haven't won a podium vehicle during my weekly update guide or the weekly update reminder since the Gallivanzer Baller STD was in the game for the podium vehicle. Looks like this week we're just going to get the Hunter Leather Fur Jacket, which actually, that's a nice clothing reward. Probably never going to use it, but it is what it is. At the LS Car Meet, one of the things you definitely don't want to forget about from this weekly update is the prize ride for this week, which is the Ubermacht Cypher. But not only is the Ubermacht Cypher a very good car, I mean, of course, I would say it's the only downside is it's susceptible to bottoming out on like really bumpy roads. Funny enough, actually driving to the car meet from the casino, you will encounter problems with this car, but It's a great car. It's got great acceleration, great traction. I honestly don't have any real negatives without being very nitpicky about it to say. That being said, in order to unlock this vehicle, you need to place top 5 in LS Car Meet Series races for 2 consecutive days in a row. Not a hard challenge at all to unlock this vehicle, but like I said, not only is it the Ubermax Cypher, it's the Ubermax Cypher with the rare limited time Fleesa Circuit livery. So I would definitely say, even if you're not a fan of BMWs or BMWs in this game, Ubermax vehicles, I would try and win it because this is a rare limited time livery that you do not want to miss out on, making this vehicle for the week, this prize ride, absolutely a collector's item. Even if you can just buy the Ubermax Cypher off in-game websites, you want this one for the livery, and it's super easy to unlock. Don't forget to steal all your salvage yard robbery vehicles. For this week, we have a pretty cool selection. Unfortunately, of course, none of these are claimable, but that being said, they do pay out pretty decent because we have 2 mid-range and 1 top range. So not like the usual standard mid and top range. You get a little bit more money this week because you have a second mid-range vehicle over a standard. That being said, you could steal this Benefactor Sterling GT as part of the cargo ship robbery. The Pegassi Tauros you could steal as part of the Duggan robbery. These are the 2 mid-range vehicles. And the Grati Cheetah Classic that you see selling there for $396,000 is featured in the podium robbery. Like I said, that's the top range vehicle for the week. You have until April the 16th to take care and steal these vehicles. But when it comes to the gun van stock and selection, this week we have some interesting opportunities. So jumping in, the stun gun is going to be featured here. The heavy rifle, this is actually going to be 40% off for all GTA Plus members in the game. And then we also have the military rifle. This is another rifle. This is 50% off for all players. You don't need to have GTA Plus to take advantage of this discount. Of course, the L. Strickler military rifle will be $0 for GTA Plus members, but if you're just on PS5, Xbox Series X or S, or of course PC Enhanced now, you can find the L. Strickler military rifle featured here at the gun van just in general. The normal heavy sniper Mark 1's featured here, the marksman pistol, as well as the knife. I would definitely say the 3 you want to take advantage of would be the military rifle, heavy rifle, and the stun gun. Also, if you don't have a heavy sniper, get that so you can upgrade it to Mark 2 if you have the bunker with the proper research, and get the explosive ammo for this sniper rifle too. So all 4 of these are definitely worth buying. With that all out of the way, we are going to be wrapping things up right here. So thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure, if you guys did go on to enjoy, or if you just found the information helpful, make sure you drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and you want to stay up to date with more GTA Online content every single day. Also, check me out over on Twitch, twitch.tv/hazardoushdtv, but feel free to follow me on Twitter as well, or Instagram. I upload YouTube shorts mostly daily, sometimes even twice daily, but every